you a story of a group of young friends who ventured deep into the woods, hoping for a fun, peaceful weekend. But what they found was something ancient, something hungry, and something that would never let them leave the same again. This is the story of the Evil Dead. It began with 5 college students driving into the heart of Tennessee's backwoods. There was Ash Williams, quiet, kind, and good-hearted. His girlfriend Linda, sweet and gentle. Cheryl, Ash's sister, always a bit nervous. Then Scott, the brave one, and his girlfriend Shelley. They had rented a rundown old cabin to spend the weekend. As the car bumped along the dirt road, strange things began to happen. The steering wheel locked on its own. A bridge they crossed looked dangerously unstable. The woods seemed to whisper, like they were alive. When they finally reached the cabin, it was old, dusty, and creaky. The porch swung in the wind. The door groaned open, but they laughed it off. It was just a spooky old house, or so they thought. On their first night, they found a trapdoor in the floor, hidden under a rug. Scott opened it, despite Cheryl's protests. Down below, they discovered a small cellar filled with odd things, a shotgun, strange tools, and most importantly, a dusty old book bound in what looked like skin. It was the Necronomicon, the Book of the Dead. Next to it was a reel-to-reel tape recorder. Curious, they played it. The voice of a professor spoke. He had found this book while studying ancient Sumerian rituals. The book contained funerary rites and incantations to summon the dead. And then, the voice on the tape read one of those incantations aloud. Outside, the wind howled. Trees groaned and creaked. A dark force awakened in the woods. Something had been released. That night, Cheryl heard strange whispers in the forest. She stepped outside to investigate. The woods were alive. Branches reached for her, grabbed her. Something unseen and evil attacked her. Terrified, she returned, bruised and shaking. She begged the others to leave, but the bridge had collapsed behind them. They were trapped. Then Cheryl changed. Her eyes turned milky white. Her voice grew deep and demonic. She shrieked, "You will die," and stabbed Linda with a pencil. Ash and Scott locked her in the cellar, but her voice echoed through the floorboards. One by one, the others became possessed. Shelley turned next, laughing hysterically, cutting at her own face. Scott was forced to dismember her with an axe. The evil didn't stop. Linda giggled sweetly, then revealed her dead eyes. Cheryl clawed from the cellar, desperate to kill. Scott, trying to flee, was torn apart by the forest. Only Ash was left. Now alone, Ash was hunted through the cabin. Mirrors shattered on their own. Doors slammed. Blood oozed from the walls. His friends, no demons wearing their skin, taunted him. He tried to fight, to resist. He shot Cheryl when she broke free. He buried Linda, but she returned, grinning, and attacked. He had to decapitate her with a shovel. Madness circled him. The evil whispered through the trees. It wasn't just after his body. It wanted his soul. He returned to the cellar to retrieve the book. With trembling hands, he tossed it into the fire. The possessed bodies began to writhe and rot, screaming in unholy rage. They melted, decayed, and finally fell silent. Ash stood alone, bloodied, broken, and alive. Morning light spilled in through the broken cabin window. Ash stepped outside. The sun had risen. The nightmare seemed over. But as he took his first steps into the forest, something fast and invisible rushed through the trees, toward him. The last thing we see is Ash turning and screaming,